One minute we were talking about the clip show, and then Kel got all mad.
Well, maybe we shouldn't be doing a clip show.
Come on, Cheryl. Kids love clip shows.
Oh, hey, Roger. Cheryl. Hey, Kel. Hey, Kel. You know, I didn't mean anything before when I said that, you know, you...
Hey, can you tell Kenan I'm not talking to him anymore?
Kenan Kel's not talking to you.
I heard him.
Kel, if you're not speaking to Kenan, then what are you doing here?
Well, I thought I'd come over and we all watch some clips of all the times Kenan got us into trouble.
That could be entertaining.
Oh, yes, it could. Because, see, Kenan's always the one scheming and plotting and stuff.
Actually, Kel, that's not necessary, man. You know,
Too late. I'm already staring off into space dreamily.
If you came up on the street and said to me, "Hey, is your name Roy?" I would say, "No, my name is Adam."
And if you didn't ask me my name, I'd probably say my name is Aaron.
This is Kenan and Kel with Ab and Aaron, the show where we review every episode of Kenan and Kel, and by every, I mean everyone. This is the final episode of Kenan and Kel, the 90s Nickelodeon sitcom.
Yes. Adam, how have we done this?
Yeah, how did we complete all 62 episodes?
It's really not that impressive. I mean, if you count like 62 episodes and you're like, why did it take you guys 2 years to do it? Well, it doesn't seem very like really that impressive. But we did it. And I think it's more so the fact that we did it than when it was done.
Yeah, it was, I mean, always a struggle finding that time every week to not just to record, but edit.
Yeah, we have jobs. I know we talk, I talk about mine more than you talk about yours, but we definitely have jobs. Like
full-time positions.
Yes. And there's also a pandemic going on. But
oh, yeah.
That's, yeah, neither here nor there. We are at the last episode, which is a clip show.
Yeah, Tales from the Clip. So, historically, clip shows are what happen when a show runs out of the budget. They stretch an episode out by having limited new material and a lot of old recycled material.
Right, which isn't a bad thing, because you get to relive some of your favorite moments. But if they aren't your favorite moments that you're reliving, then it's not the best. It's not the best use of your time.
Yeah, I've got a very particular take on this episode. And it mostly revolves around the clips that they actually used. Also,
I think the clip show has more tangible effects in real time. So, like, when it aired, it was like, oh, let's look back at all of our favorite episodes over the past 4 years. But This is like we've just been watching this show like for almost 2 years now.
We've watched the show at such a steadier pace than it aired.
Yeah. Even
with all our breaks across these 2 years.
Half the speed. Yeah.
So let's, I mean, I'm ready to get into it if you are.
Let's do it.
Sit on the big orange couch with Coolio for the penultimate time. There's a TV movie after this.
Yeah, don't worry. We're not going anywhere, people.
Kenan and Kel come out on stage, and both are wearing sweaters.
Yeah, it's that kind of vibe. Like, get a sweater, get some warm, hot cocoa. Warm and hot.
I could see him sitting on like a nice chair in front of a fire, telling these clips and hit, past things that happened to them.
Right.
Yeah, Kenan's guy's sweater is the color of the curtains. I wanted to add.
Yeah, he is a curtain in this episode. I think this is the kind of clip shows are really fun, probably for the whole cast too, or like the whole the group of people that go into making the show, the writers and the actors and.
I feel like some of the clips that we have, like there might be some more meaning behind them than we might that is not immediately apparent.
Right.
I do not think it's probably good for the studio audience.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what it was like. I mean, it was probably just like a quick viewing for them.
We've seen them like show clips to the audience before, and it's always on like little TVs, and which are probably like the best they could come up with at the time.
Yeah, like the big TV on wheels.
Mm-hmm.
There's still some of those floating around the school that I'm in. I'm gonna whip one out one day. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull it out, wheel it out.
I imagine it might be a situation too of maybe they have like a little. Sometimes they have those screens where they give like the audience prompts, like laugh, cry, and like they like are showing them like little
cry
close.
They explain this episode is very meta, right?
Very. It's the most meta episode.
Self-aware.
I would say, yeah.
And I don't know how it works, but it does. And so they explain the process of having a clip show. Mm-hmm. And basically, they just have to say what they want to see, and then they stare off dreamingly into the distance.
Kenan's example is, "Gee, Kel, we sure have done some crazy things in front of these curtains, huh?" And we see our first clip show.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da.
I went the extra mile for this final episode, and I broke down the clips that we see throughout this one.
You really did go the extra mile, Adam.
Thanks.
I wish there was somebody besides me who could appreciate the lengths that you went.
Well, perhaps our fans will, and maybe I'll release this list on Twitter after the fact here.
I'm sure it's going to get a lot of hits.
Right.
Sorry.
My purposes weren't entirely egalitarian. I wanted to lay out in front of everyone like what clips there were, because some of them didn't age super well, and some of them I think there were better replacement clips throughout that in our experience.
Exactly.
So it's going to be us weighing in, and maybe one day in one of our post show episodes, I can edit together like all of these in an audio format, like what our improved version is.
Right.
I guess it's the dream. So let's go back and forth over these.
Okay.
So what's the first clip?
A boulder falling from the sky when Kenan looks like he's about 7.
Yeah, that was from Mental Telepathy. Then from We Are the Champions, Kel swings by on in his Tarzan outfit.
Yep. Got the Tarzan outfit, and then we do a quick cut to corn dogs.
Yeah, the corn dogs are when Kel's in the audience, like giving them out to everybody.
Which had to be
them.
Okay. Do you think this is one of the best curtain moments?
Yes, I think it had a lot of good audience interaction vibes. But then there's the one where Kenan gets energized and teleports away.
Gonna be honest, I don't remember this one.
I don't think you saw this one. This was like the first clip that you were missing.
Oh.
It was an end clip, and you can really tell when how it's cut, when Kenan disappears. It's not very well done.
What? No. It's like one frame he's there and he's blue, and the next frame he's gone.
I think they were really keen on using their special effects. Like that, those were what they really targeted for these intros.
They are really keen on using their special effects.
Nice. What's next?
Next up, we have when there's 2 Kels on stage.
Yes, that just happened real recently.
Yeah, that was season 4, right?
Yep, most of them I nailed the episode, but these intros and I'm a little looser on. Next was the big head effect from season 3.
One. I love that. That one is so good. That's my favorite one, hands down. They just like stretch the heads out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I'm the biggest fan of that one, but it's not bad. Then they have let's see, what's after the big heads?
We got a little rain on the inside.
Just on Kel.
Kel has an umbrella.
I think it's fenced in. Mm-hmm. Because I have an umbrella.
What's next, Adam?
The last one from The Crush, when they salsa dance or slow dance out off stage.
I was going to say, are you sure that's a salsa?
No, I am not sure.
I really am not sure. Salsa or tango?
They ballroom dance out of the off the
or
stage.
it's more like a waltz. I just throwing all the dances out there in case. Please tell me I'm wrong. Send me an email at KenanKelPodcast@gmail.com.
So those are the ones. Some of these are winners. Some of these are losers.
Well, so let's start our game, Adam. What would you replace?
Let me list some of the other memorable ones that I had. Well, first of all, the ones on this ones that are kind of so-so. Energizing, teleporting away, I think is the worst one.
Oh, no, I agree.
Like, that one can easily go.
That's bad.
And I'm not super keen on the boulder falling just from how old it was.
I was so old. It feels like a different show.
Yeah. I mean, some of my favorites that didn't make the cut were when Kenan smashes the cinder block that Kel couldn't karate chop.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
There's one where Karate does a Karate Man move and kicks the screen and breaks it.
Right.
Betty and Lou come out. You remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Captain O'Wonderful, the superhero.
Right.
They spin a wheel, and that Kenan picks the episode from.
Yep.
They have a clue that comes in the shape of a giant fish. There's one where Nick Cannon does the dancing from Who Loves Who, the love message that he delivers.
Right.
I guess those aren't a couple of those aren't all Kenan and Kel, but I would mix up with a couple more of them.
I did not make nearly as comprehensive a list as you did.
Well, those are off the top of my head.
That is ridiculous.
We've watched 62 episodes, Aaron.
I know, but how do you do that?
We also rescheduled recording this one from the past week, so I've been musing.
Yeah, I also missed half of the outros from Paramount Plus.
That's very true.
Still waiting for my refund here. I did really like when they get I forget which episode it is, obviously, but I like the one where the basketball guys come out. And then our friend Ron Harper comes out. Yeah, I like that one.
Although I did notice the only celebrity cameos we see throughout this episode, Bill Bellamy gets a guest credit at the end. So I'm curious if they kept all their guests kind of under the away from the clip show, so that they won't have to pay them extra for appearing.
Right, probably the case. Yeah. So overall, I like their selection, and I like yours. I like your suggestions.
I think this is a pretty good one. Generally speaking, more wins than loses.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And then what happens to Kenan and Kel here, Adam? Well, we should mention before we leave the curtain clip show. I do wish they made a point to talk about their clothes, but I don't really think that was going to happen.
No, that'd be full meta, wouldn't?
Yeah. But anyways, they could have shown their different outfits, but the best outfits. But some of them are actually stylish back then, so I guess it wouldn't really hold the same effect. But
yeah, I don't think so. Kel's camo pants are always in vogue as far as they're concerned.
Right. Then Kel tries his hand at this clip show. He's like, okay, so you just have to think of something that happened before and then stare off dreamingly, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, yep. Okay, so he does it. And what do we see, Adam?
We see Godzilla attacking a town.
Which version of Godzilla?
It does not feel like any suited Godzilla. It feels like some kind of made-for-TV effect.
Yep. That looks like a puppet Godzilla.
Yes.
That looks like a colorized 1950...
Yeah, it seriously looks like a B-roll that they have in the Nickelodeon lots.
Yeah, that's it. They all just have Godzilla clips.
So Kenan gets real mad at him. He's like, "That never happened on our show. Maybe we should just leave the thinking to me."
Yeah.
and Kel, for the first time ever, takes show-stopping offense at what Kenan says to him.
Right. Yeah, and Kel says, "Oh, why don't you just do the show by yourself?" It's like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. He says, "You're always acting like I'm messing up everything, as you're about to see in these clips." And then he leaves.
Yep. He walks out, and then that's the first time Kel walks out first.
Yeah. And Kenan is like, "But I'm the one who's supposed to leave, and you're the one who's supposed to stay." And then what does Kenan say?
Oh, here it goes.
Yeah, so
he plays
a
along.
full reversal.
Full reversal. Yeah, he does play along. And then we get to see where Kenan messed things up.
Yeah, so I think specifically these clips, clip show, Kel calls it, Kenan acting like Kel messes everything up.
Kenan acting like Kel.
Yeah, right. So as in, these are clips of Kel messing things up that Kenan would blame on Kel. Right.
The first one is when the step stool gets kicked out from under Kel and he's hanging and doing the gyro maniac kind of leg flailing behind Kenan.
Yeah. Good clip.
Very good clip.
Next is Kel drops the screw in the tuna and confesses it in court. This is you cannot do a clip show without this one.
Yep, it's the best. Oh, the humanity.
Yeah. After that,
we have Kel destroying the kitchen with the egg beater.
When they're making the birthday cake and surprise.
Yeah, and then he puts the or what is it called? The egg beater. What's that thing called? The mixer.
Yeah, the mixer.
And then he puts it up Kenan's butt.
Yes. When I saw this, I'm like, I wish they could have showed the Turkey Day clip. And we immediately see a Turkey Day clip of Kel running around Kenan's living room and knocking out Grandma with the turkey on his hand.
Yep, Kel, that's a great clip. Was that first clip from the Turkey Day episode, or was that from Cold War?
It was the surprise when they're making the cake.
Okay.
It was the replacement cake, remember?
Oh, yeah, the replacement cake that ended up looking like a cake, even though there's no way it would have looked like a cake.
Yes, right.
Yeah, okay, got it. Next up, we have, after Turkey Day, which is one of the best episodes, we have House Sitter, right?
Yes, from when the toilet falls in the living room.
Yep.
Another living room destroyed for Kenan and Kel.
Right, the third.
that was probably the best part of House Sitter, right? The most chaotic section.
I need to go back and watch that episode because I was too anxious when I watched it, and it was just a mess. I was like, I don't like this.
After that, we have when Kel rushes the clown and clowning around. He shouts, "You'll never make the circus, paleface!"
Because Kel knows a lot about the circus because he
Yes, he does.
family ties. Yeah, that's a good clip. Then we have Kenan and Kel stuck in the giant donuts, having smaller donuts fired at them from the machine.
Yeah, from the Donut Master 2000.
Now, at this point, Adam, probably a couple clips before, I was a little lost at what this clip show was again, like what the theme of.
Exactly, and I'd like to. Yeah, let's talk about it as soon as we're over here.
Okay.
After next is the IQ Can Do Better, when Principal Dimley's office, Kel puts on her glasses and pulls the sprinklers alarm.
That's a great clip, which we'll see a little bit from later too. One of the most memorable scenes in Kenan and Kel, in my opinion, when they're in Principal Dimley's office. That one is it's so relatable. It's like, oh no. Then we have Kel jumping on the TV. That was the contest winner prize, whatever. Yes,
in the raffle. You were just getting at it. The premise of these clips are a little weird.
Yeah.
Because this is a prompt from Kel, because claiming that he never messes up, and that these are all things that Kenan claims that he messes up with, but they're all things that he mostly messed up.
Definitely did mess up. Yes.
And not all of them are his fault. Precisely.
It's a really confusing clip show, especially to start with. I think they started with it though to get people's attention.
Yes.
Because they needed some hard hitters, and these are some really funny key moments of the show. Like screwing the tuna is the second clip.
Oh yeah.
Right. It's like these are fan favorites, and I think they kind of started with them just to keep people interested.
Yeah. I think one that comes to my mind in this category of Kel messing things up, an episode that was missing from all the clip shows, which was one of our favorites, Ditch Day Afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking specifically when he's making the stacks of money and turns on the fan. Because that sums up right now, Kel being in a bank robbery and things going bad.
Right. And things going bad. Did he say it's because of Kenan?
Specifically, these are things that Kel messed up.
Okay. Right. Yeah. But exactly, like Ditch Day Afternoon. Great episode, left out.
There's a lot of season 4 things hidden, by the way, too. I would say the Honeymoon's Over is a very good example of Kel messing things up for Kenan. Although that'd be maybe tough to sum down.
Or there's Girl Watchers.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, Girl Watchers is a lot of Kel's fault.
Which isn't a great episode, but it's painful. It's painful the amount that Kel messes up.
Mm-hmm. And I was expecting someone to see a clip from the destruction they caused at the graduation ceremony.
Yeah, no, the ransom cat or whatever it was, giant excavator kind of plowing through the stage.
Yeah, because these are big things that happen in the show, and if you watch this, you're like, oh, it seemed like the perspective was real small.
Right, it was kind of a small world. They didn't want to go super big.
Any other clips you can think of?
Adam, off the top of my head, well, there is the limo.
That comes yes, Kel crashes the limo.
Right.
And oh man, on top of that, I guess this one, I think car trouble would be a great example of something that Kel would blame Kenan says is Kel's fault.
All right, so refresh our memory on car trouble.
Car trouble is the one where Kenan falls asleep during his driver's test and gets in an accident.
Right.
Our next one is specifically a clip show of Kenan getting them in trouble. So let's get to that one in the episode.
Right, yeah, because we have some to add to this one. I was pretty not satisfied with this clip show.
In the Rockmore house living room, and they're talking about how maybe we shouldn't do a clip show after all. It's a full meta conversation.
Yeah, they see the clip show that's happening as they're in their living room. So they're on the stage dreaming, and they know they're in a TV show called Kenan and Kel, and they're watching clips from the TV show. It's very, very confusing.
Yeah, which is because this is the first episode we ever gotten that meta. Usually this is a world within a world. But
characters talking about the world that's outside of the one they're in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the walls have been fully broken down now. The fourth wall, specifically.
Yes, the fourth and the fifth wall.
I don't know what the fifth wall is. Is that the ceiling?
It's beyond what we can understand, Adam.
Is the fifth wall time?
I think the fifth wall is the ceiling, and the sixth wall is probably the floor.
Roger has a good line here. He says, "Come on, Cheryl. Kids love clip shows."
Yes. Thank you for justifying this episode.
Yeah, which I find a little facetious. The live audience seeing a full episode versus seeing just a clip show would always take the live show.
Yeah, definitely. No, they're trying though. There's like, maybe if we plant this seed in their head, then they will actually like it.
Yeah, if we say it enough times, it'll have to be true.
Clip show, clip show, clip show. Right.
What do you think of Cheryl's T-shirt in this scene?
Goddess. What does it say? Goddess used to be
formerly known as Princess.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool, because we were selling it right now at Rockmore and Kimball.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You can purchase a Goddess shirt for yourself or a girlfriend.
Yes. Please do. It's a great shirt.
I had to jump on it as the last opportunity, seeing like the last T-shirts. Actually, we might see one in the movie, so I shouldn't.
Yeah, I feel like there's a couple T-shirt moments in that movie.
So yeah, it's the last piece of merch from the series proper.
The series proper. Kel enters and he's like mad at Kenan.
He's not talking to him. He says, "Hey Roger, hey Cheryl, can you tell Kenan I'm not talking to him anymore?"
And Kenan says, "Well, I'm not talking to him either." Then Kel gets mad.
Mm-hmm. And he's like kind of butting up with his parents, and he's just like, "Well, I thought I'd come over and we could watch all the clips of Kenan getting us into trouble, scheming and plotting and stuff."
Yep. And that's exactly what they do.
Yes. First clip.
First clip is the ice cream boat incident at the
pizza farm.
I was gonna say pizza farm.
Yep. Yeah.
A restaurant that made it through 4 seasons of Kenan and Kel.
Was it 4?
Yeah, Pizza Farm was in the last season. Remember, or it just happened when Charlotte.
It was in 4. It was in 3. I'm not sure if it was in 1 or 2.
Oh, Pizza Farm isn't that season 1? This clip? No, it's season 2.
It's season 3.
Oh,
Attack of the Bugmen.
The ice cream boat
is
Attack of the Bugmen.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because remember they're trying to.
The Bugmen.
Busy them up at the
Adam,
restaurants.
I'm gonna be honest. I always get Bugman confused with Mothman. I have this entire time.
Yes.
Every time you say
3.
Bugman, I just think of Mothman.
Yeah. So that's a classic example of Kenan's scheming and getting them into trouble.
Yep.
Then there's in the Chicago witch trials, they lick all the stuff in the witch girl's apartment.
Yeah, that was not necessary to include in the clip show.
Bad clip.
Really bad clip.
No one wants to see that again.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, like, I understand they're in somebody else's house. Okay, bad. Right. But not necessary to show again.
Yeah. What do we have after this one?
We have the when he's leaving when he's trying to call Amy to leave a message, Amy Dawson, but he like gets nervous and puts the phone down, but he doesn't hang it up, and then he's saying all this stuff about how horrible Mr. Dawson is, who's Roger's
immediately
boss.
Starts talking smack.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a good example of Kenan getting them into trouble.
Great example.
Because if he would just like follow through with the phone call, like they wouldn't be in this situation.
One of the most gut-wrenching episodes from the entire show, might I add.
Yes, I agree. They have 2 clips from it in this episode, and they're both good.
That's true. Yeah, because that bedroom scene, again, one of the best scenes of Kenan and Kel.
Oh yeah,
they were top form.
Absolutely. Then we have from To Catch a Thief when Kenan takes Mark Cram's jeweler box. I thought this clip was very long and doesn't fully like give the best context for what happened.
Right. They should have shown him destroying the room or something like that, right?
Yeah. I think they did this to prove him like innocent, but also that part isn't in this section. And this was also entirely Kel's fault, I recall.
Right.
Because Kel knew that his dad was getting his watch repaired and didn't tell him.
Right. Yes.
So I mean,
weird placement.
Maybe the micro issue of ransacking Mark Cram's house was Kenan's idea, but the macro thing was Kel's fault.
Right.
We did this in every episode, by the way. We went through every episode. We determined whose fault it was.
Yes, we know, certainly, without a doubt. I can't wait to hear those numbers at our Kenan and Kel review podcast. Kenan and Kel with Adam and Aaron review podcast.
Where we go over our episodes.
Exactly. Next, we have Kenan in the back room of Rigby's on his knees begging Bill Bellamy to take pictures with people.
Yep, picture in perfect. And yeah, I think this is definitely his fault. But you know what? Kel's the one that flipped they got him in the situation, right? He turned on the lights in the red room.
Yeah, he destroyed all the pictures.
I'm sorry. He spilled all the fluids and stuff. But although Kenan, I have to go back and see whose fault we blamed everything on.
That one was tricky because the plan would have worked if Kel didn't like mess up the pictures.
Yeah, right.
Because that was the most frustrating part of the episode. It was ridiculous.
We honestly, I don't think we blamed either of them. I think that was like a 50-50 on our part.
Yeah, because Kenan got everybody there. Like he was making up for the mistakes, and then Kel just like couldn't take a picture.
Yeah. So and then what we have? What's our last one here?
Our last one,
freezer burned. When
everybody's in the freezer.
Definitely a big Kel situation. It's like the one time moment in the episode where everyone's like, he's like, everyone listen to me, and like another person like comes in.
Yeah, it was like a lazy selection.
95% of the people in that freezer are there because of Kel.
Yeah, that episode is entirely Kel's fault. That's like one of Kel's worst moments.
I agree entirely. There should have been a freezer burn section in the previous Kel messing things up.
Right.
And yeah, this one should. Any other like great Kenan faults that you're thinking of?
A couple.
Okay.
First off, I think we have to go back to the school. There's not enough school drama in these clips.
Absolutely.
Parental guidance, I would say, has to be included.
That's a really good one.
I just don't know. I don't know what moment from that. Probably him like bringing the fake parents into the principal's office.
Yeah, if not that one, like at the end when everything's falling apart and his actual parents arrive.
Yeah, maybe they didn't. Was that Principal Dimly?
Yes, that was Principal Dimly.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to give her too much airtime on this episode, but she was great. Fantastic.
Yes. I'm looking through our list of other episodes that was Kenan's faults. The Cold War we blame Kenan for, because he gives like his solution out to everybody.
Right.
Let's see. There's the bomb gets his fault.
Yeah, that's not worthy of a clip, though.
Haven't got time for paint is one, when he convinces everyone that Kel's an artist.
Right. Adam, I don't know. Do you have a section later about whole topics for clip shows?
No. Let's absolutely do one of those later.
Okay.
Kenan trying to deliver a speech in corporate Kenan might be like the top one.
That is a hilarious moment. That is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Or specifically, maybe this is the time to bring up the honeymoon's over, because that's Kenan's scheme to get them on this TV show.
Right.
So okay,
that's
all I have.
I have another. I have some more. Sure. I'm gonna get you, Kenan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's a very good one.
Right, like Foul Bull when they're in the hospital, impersonating a doctor and a patient. That is an excellent.
I'm surprised we did not see a pregnant Kel.
Come on, that's the best Kel. And then diamonds are for Roger. Like they literally broke into her jewelry store in scuba gear.
Yeah, those are all good clips.
Yeah, so I don't know. All of those I would probably have thrown in there, especially instead of the jewelry or the watch one.
Yeah.
The freezer one.
And the apartment licking.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So there we go. We could have easily replaced them.
So Roger's kind of like... Roger, I think for the first time, is like breaking the two of them up after these clips.
Yeah, they're pretty upset at each other.
Cal's like, fine, I'm leaving. He's like, oh, you can have your stupid bowling ball back.
Oh, right. And then he throws the bowling ball at Roger, prompting...
Roger to lament and say, how many times has that boy caused me pain?
An excellent clip show here. We have a great moment of Roger just getting relentlessly bodied and bullied by Kel.
Let's go over the full list and talk about it. And get the Kel out of here, there's the ham chowder when it gets spilled on him and he falls out the window.
Yep. And then we have one of just Roger dropping food, which I think could have been its own.
Yeah, in a freezer burn, I think Kel throws the food on the ground that prompts him to go to the pirate place.
Right. Right. But that one was just like, you just dropped food. I mean, how
Yeah.
many times has somebody dropped food in the Rockmore household because of Kel?
That's not bodily pain.
Right. But then there's the Christmas tree falling.
Perfect.
Yep. We
have the frying pan. I'm gonna get you Kenan.
Yeah.
Every time he gets bonked by that.
Yep. When he climbs over the the couch. Then there's just another frying pan later. I think later in the episode.
And follows that up with the back to catch a thief, the orange paint bucket. He gets poured on orange paint. I mean, not pain, just embarrassment.
Yeah. Then there's the air traffic control center when he's trying to wake Roger up, and he just keeps slapping him.
Well, good example.
Great example.
And at the end of Turkey Day, when the turkey flies off his hand and knocks him in the head.
It's Roger square between the eyes.
Probably the best Roger knockout.
My favorite, I think, honestly, like watching back these clips, my favorite is when Roger gets hurt. Just watch Cheryl, because she's always like, oh, her arms are like always like, ah. She does a great job of reacting when he gets in.
She does a good job. What's after this?
Sorry, I went back to look at all of Cheryl's reactions. Roger falling down the stairs.
On rollerblades that Kel leaves at the top. That kicks off the event to get the Kel out of here. The last one's from just recently, the April Fools, where a bucket of milk falls on him.
This time, Cheryl is cheering in excitement.
Which I gotta say, at one point I was thinking like, oh, maybe they edited this one and released it like with the rest of the season 4. Maybe there's not a lot of season 4 in this because it was still like being edited at that time. But then you see like some clips like this, like, no, they had access to season 4 stuff.
Right. There's one obvious one here.
Yes.
When Roger falls out the window.
Yes, I can see that would not be included because it's him doing it and not Kel. Like,
right, but it was events caused by Kel.
Yes. I think him, like Kel prompting him to jump out the window is good.
Yeah.
Any others that you're thinking of?
That's just the one. I think there's a couple more though.
Oh, there are. So we, I've got the list of Roger head injuries here.
Oh, you have it. Is it in the document you shared?
Yeah, if you go to catchphrases and you open it up, like I think you unhide all the tabs, you'll see Roger's head as a category.
Oh my god.
So in clowning around, he's hit by the party popper. That makes him deaf for a bit. Who Loves Orange Soda is the one that I think definitely should make the list. Where Kel, he's rejects the orange soda bottle 2 liter and throws it at the door as Roger's walking through it.
Right. That's a great one.
Get the Kel out of here. Also had the brick. Flashback and Bye Bye Kenan Part 1 with Robo McFist.
Yes, Robo McFist was a good one. And then Bye Bye Kenan Part 2, the fan falling on him, right?
Yeah. I think he gets hit by a cantaloupe in the contest. I can see why they don't want to remember that one.
Yeah, that was a rough episode.
I wrote Charles is the name of the rock in Who Loves Who. Oh. He gets hit by another rock.
Charles. Yeah, so okay, those are some good ones.
Also, if we were going kind of, out of left field, they should probably have included the Futurama, him getting hit by the Trashinator. That was made for a clip show,
Yeah, you're right. Well, that was what I do like about that is it's a supporting actor getting a whole clip show.
It's a whole clip show about Roger getting hurt by Kel.
Yeah, and it's like that's a gag that they sustained throughout the season.
Yes, good clip show.
Yeah. All right, next up we have Kel running into Rigby's, and it's just Kel and Chris here.
They have one of their very few scenes together.
Yeah. Speaking of supporting actor who deserves a clip show,
Chris.
Unfortunately, Chris did not have a mother clip show.
No, he did not, and he was robbed in this episode for sure.
Absolutely.
This is the final episode that we see Chris. He is one scene, and this is the last one.
Yeah, that's just too bad.
And
do we see him in the TV movie?
No, we don't.
Yeah, that's wrong. Chris is one of the best characters.
He's here to introduce 2 clip shows, and neither of them he's involved in.
Yeah,
I feel like he's not in any of the clips.
There could have been at least a Rigby's clip show,
Yes.
times that Rigby's has been destroyed.
Because there's a lot of those.
There's definitely enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kel comes in. He gets some orange soda, as he does.
Little handstand in there, by the way.
Oh yeah, he does a real life handstand. Chris asks him if he's tired of that thing, the whole orange soda thing,
which prompts Chris to show off this VHS that says orange soda clips. with a little nifty Kenan and Kel logo.
Yeah, it has the TV show logo on it, so it's like, yeah, even Chris is full, who's in the past, like, has, like, wandered out on stage, like, confused, and doesn't know where he belongs. He's like, this is a TV show, these are some episodes, let me put them in this TV that's here.
He also had a TV on the power counter, which is, I don't know why.
He was polishing it off, too, so.
Polishing the pewter TV, yeah.
So we see some clips of the whole orange soda thing.
Right, so we have the first time he ever sings it, right? Or second time?
Actually, you know what? Neither.
Third.
It starts off with the Turkey Day episode.
They're destroyed in the kitchen.
Yes.
So
this
must be after they put the microwave in the oven, right?
Microwave in the oven. They ran to lay meats. They stole Chris's turkey. They brought it back, and they're like, "Whoo!" And then Kel's basically like, "I need some orange soda," and does this. He does the bit.
Putting the microwave in the oven should have been included in the previous clip show.
Yes,
because that is one of the best moments of the show. I keep saying that, but like this is a clip show.
Well,
so
yeah, we're supposed to talk about the best moments.
Exactly. No, when they put the microwave in the oven and it exploded. That's one of the greatest moments in Nickelodeon history.
I also think that Kel running around the kitchen destroying everything with the turkey on his hand is funnier than them destroying the kitchen, making the cake, or him running through the living room with the turkey on his hand.
They could have done a whole Kel destroying the house bit. Like, I think they should have had more clip shows.
Yeah. I agree. The first one's the Turkey Day one, right before the cat flies into the turkey's hole. We do not see the original one. I think the original one should have been in this list.
Totally.
Because it's literally Kel improvising on set. Like, he's just supposed to say, "I love orange soda," and he does the whole bit for the first time, and it becomes the thing.
Yep, it was improv, right?
Yeah. So, what's the second clip here?
We are in the hospital. Kel's getting an X-ray, and his insides are orange. The doctor says, "Oh my gosh, you would have to drink 5 or 6 gallons of orange soda every day to have orange insides." Gee, thanks,
yes.
Doc.
Good clip. I think it shows some of the craziest things he's done. The one good part of the bomb is in this too, when Kel's rapping about orange soda, saying, "Wave your cans in the air."
Yep, that's a good one. Good moment. Next up, we have...
From I'm Gonna Get You, Kenan, this is a vision that he has.
Drink me, drink me. Right?
Yep.
I got it right? Okay. Yeah, coming from the orange soda cabinet or fridge. By the way, I love that Rigby says a whole fridge of orange soda. That is, like, never addressed, but it just says sodas, and it's all orange soda.
I think we've seen before him, like, Kel, like, accidentally ordered a bunch of orange soda for them before, so I feel like they're just continuously, that keeps happening.
Definitely. Man, they totally should have done a time when they lost Chris money, or a time when they lost, or they destroyed Rigby's, but anyways, that's...
So then we have, Oh Brother, Rick telling him it's not free, and he spits it out.
Yeah, and I do not like this because there's more Rick in these clip shows than Chris.
Actually, you're right. That's messed up.
Yeah, that's just not appropriate.
And then finally we have from Who Loves Who-oo. What's this final one? They ended with the best one. I'll give them that.
The giant orange soda bottle, the life-sized orange soda.
Yes.
Definitely the best one. Well, the most memorable.
Yes, it's very good, him dancing to the Michael Jackson dances.
Also didn't include the Singing in the Rain number.
Big omission. Like, he literally is, I'm singing orange soda, and a giant musical dance number that, well, not great, like, is so visually important to him loving orange soda.
They went above and beyond in that episode to make that its own thing. And it kind of ruined the episode, as we've talked about, but... That was one of the most memorable Kel orange soda moments, and we didn't even get a lick of that. So
I think one could argue that perhaps they didn't left out like the dream sequences, but the dream sequences could be their own clip show.
Yes, like we had some weird dreams over the years. Like easy done.
B, Chris is literally showing TV show clips. Like these aren't things that happen to him. These are things that are free game. So I think Orange Soda Jacuzzi should be on there as well.
Which one's that?
From Who Loves Orange Soda, when he's having like the nightmare about the orange soda monster. But beforehand, he's just chilling in a orange soda jacuzzi.
Right, orange soda jacuzzi. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of occasions with him doing that.
Oh, also orange grog.
Orange grog's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, orange grog. He wins the whole contest because he downs 4 gallons or whatever it is.
He was twice as fast as humanly possible to drink 10 gallons of orange soda. Great example of.
Yeah, I mean he set the pace. He set the stage for Badlands Chugs.
I just realized, I know this is many episodes ago, but we mentioned these two, and my head's running. The contest. That episode sucked. It should have been about Kel's incredible abilities to drink orange soda. That should have been their talent.
Yeah, Adam, okay, I'm just going to throw it out there. A clip show should have been the times that Kel was brilliant or had exceptional human talents.
Yeah, that's a good clip show.
Right? Come on. There were so many great moments when Kel was just, beyond smart. A savant.
Kel's like, oh, that was awesome. Can I have a copy of that? And then they talk about how he's like, well, Kenan and I aren't friends anymore. And Chris is like, oh, are you guys fighting over a girl?
And he's like, oh, yeah. Basically, every time you fight over a girl, you get into trouble or something like that, right?
Yeah, and he's like, oh, here, I got a clip. And then Kel, this is one of my favorite parts of the episode. Kel goes, wait, Chris, you don't need a TV to show clips. You just stare off dreamily and think about it.
Which I like that. Yeah, highlighting the imagination. Good job, Kenan and Kel. Okay.
Yes.
So they stare off dreamily, and we have a couple clips of the females.
Yes, Kenan and Kel arguing over the females. What's the first one?
Leanne.
Mm-hmm.
Leanne, who loves orange soda.
I thought they were kind of evenly matched until Leanne shows up and shows her allegiances. So yeah, this is from Da-Bomb.
Next up, we have one of the best clips. Great clip. Great addition.
From Dial O for Oops, when he's practicing calling Amy, and Kel pretends to be Amy. So you see the full clip, not the full clip here, but most of the clip, and it's very funny because it's just Kel razzing Kenan in a way he doesn't do in later episodes.
Yeah, he's more playful with him. Kel gets a call from Kenan, remember? And then Kel goes, I'm gonna hold on one second. I'm gonna call on the other line. He goes over to the other line with the shoe on the other side, and he goes, "Girl, you will never guess who called me." And it's one of my favorite Kel moments.
Yeah, it's very good. Well, what do we have after that?
Rudy from Close Encounters.
Yes, they're talking about her in the dressing room.
Pootie.
And she overhears Pootie. And she's like, oh, man, she has ugly hair. And she's like, oh, she did look pretty desperate, all that stuff.
Yeah. For working at a clothing store, she has horrible taste in clothes. The rice pants.
It's 3 guys, a girl, and a Cineplex. When it's Yovanda giving Kenan a hard time in the center.
Now date me!
Which, I think there's definitely a better version of this clip.
Last clip is the Charla dancing with Kenan. And then the DJ saying, that doesn't look like Tamia.
Mind your business.
Yep.
From Who Loves Who.
All right, Adam, go ahead.
This is a bad clip show.
Horrible clip show.
It's not... They are not fighting over girls in, any of these.
Yeah, it was like a poorly written line from Chris, almost.
Yeah, and, none of these are consistent either. It shows a girl that liked Kel, a girl that Kenan liked... a girl that Kenan liked that Kel ruined. That's the only one that kind of made sense. A girl that Kel set Kenan up with while Kenan was dating 2 other girls. And a good positive, good memory clip from the Charlotte dance.
Right. What should have been included, Adam? No brainer. What should have been included? First off, the clip show was bad, but what should have been included when we're talking about Kenan and Kel and girls?
Fenced in.
Absolutely.
The end of Fenced In was snubbed. Them trying to get into the movie theater and with the dates. Perfect example of them getting in trouble because of girls.
Right. Exactly. And then, of course, the episode that had got no credit, this clip show, but has been the most clipped episode in the history of the Kenan and Kel with Adam and Aaron podcast. Doing things to Hemingway.
Oh yes, they're literally on top of.
I love Brian.
I heart Brian. They did so. That whole episode, that whole back half of that episode, was them getting into trouble because of girls.
I mean, yeah. So it's just kind of like a head scratcher. I mean, maybe they didn't. Maybe the people who are writing this episode hadn't seen all the episodes of Kenan and Kel and didn't talked it for at least 1 hour about each one. But
We have it easy in our current day and age because we got DVDs.
Yeah,
we got
right.
Paramount Plus.
You're right.
An editor was responsible for this, and they had like a week maybe, and I've just had VHS tapes, and they were like they didn't watch everything. They just pulled random episodes and tried their best to make a clip show that matched
Right.
this.
Well, you got to imagine, why is it called a clip show? It's like, well, maybe it's these are clips from the show, but also they probably had to literally clip the VHS to like stitch them
Yes.
together, right? Yeah.
They had to do old school editing stuff. to get these.
Yeah, definitely. So
That said, I'll say this now and not later in our episode, but it kind of sums up a lot of problems that season 4 has because they didn't have a lot of respect for the show beforehand. They weren't really interested in going any deeper with the lore. They did someone like us on the team that kind of had like a really good encyclopedic knowledge of the show so far.
right. Yeah, but there wasn't anything added or anything resolved really. A perfect example is like Chris. Like he's just still there,
Yep.
right?
And he's gotten like less development over the season. He does a lot of fun things, don't get me wrong, but like I said, he's forgotten more things than he's learned.
Yeah, right. He's a worse character now than in the beginning.
Right, yeah. So anyway, this clip show ends. I'm sorry, did you have any thoughts on it?
No, I mean, I don't know if it was a necessary clip show. I think it should have been replaced.
If there's one to cut, this would be it.
Yeah. Or at least it could have been set up better. Anyways, Kenan strolls into Rigby's.
Oh, yeah, he's already standing there when they fade out.
I do like the harsh transitions out of the clip shows.
And he's like, yeah, I've been standing here since the last clip show, is what he says.
And then they kind of bicker back and forth.
Not in a really fun way.
Yeah, no.
This episode was written by Kevin Coppola and Heath Seifert. They get credit for this one. And it doesn't seem like their best dialogue efforts.
I wonder if the only episodes that are clipped are from certain writers.
Actually, wow, maybe I'll try and look at that for
That'd be quite the effort.
Conspiracy, right?
Yeah, it'd be a big effort, but it's possible like maybe Kevin and Heath are the only ones credited. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know, because they've written some bangers like Ditch Day Afternoon that we didn't see.
That are just not here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a theory, a bad conspiracy theory. So, I don't even know if it's true. So,
talking about ratings, I wonder what like our episode ratings for each of these clip shows would be. like if they pulled our best favorite episodes from the lists.
Yeah. If we like average them together.
Yeah, but no, they're going back and forth. And they're like, oh yeah, you're being a big old baby. Yeah, I'm being a big old baby. It's just not good writing.
Yeah.
And what does Kenan tell Kel to do?
Get out of here.
Yeah, never come back.
Yep. And then they go to one more clip show with just Kenan and Chris, except the clip show is a commercial.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait till after the commercial to find out.
Yeah. Adam, we said we won't have a lot to talk about this episode.
It's a lot.
That is not
worry.
proving accurate.
Well, we've got 2 more clips shows left.
Right. So let's make sure we get through them.
All right. The next scene, we are in the Rockmore living room again for the final scene. Kel arrives and is disappointed because of what?
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Rockmore are sitting on the couch, and Kel is very upset because they called him over because they got a new orange soda machine in the house. And then they're kind of like, Kel, there is no orange soda machine. We just wanted you to come over here.
Yeah, Kenan says, good morning, parents. And then he's like, what's he doing here? And they're like, we wanted to get you 2 together so you can work things out. And what's their parenting strategy?
This isn't a strategy. What is this? This is the most random. I mean, they had to include something random in this episode.
This feels like, because we're like going out the door, Kenan and Kel, and moving to other projects, especially ones that kind of have Dan Schneider's fingerprints on them. This feels like the most kind of Drake and Josh like random pull.
Yeah, right.
It feels like a Drake and Josh like scene and moment.
Yeah, it feels like, okay, we're transitioning into a new phase of like the dynamic duo in Nickelodeon.
So Cheryl says, maybe you'd listen to a fireman.
It's like a SpongeBob clip. Yeah, for the fireman.
So this guy, he's played by Joel McCrary, plays a good job as this extra, but he shows up and he's just like, in my experience as a fireman, sometimes you fight with people that you love the most.
Kenan goes, "What do we do about it?" He's just engaged, totally engaged.
It's really like Saturday morning special.
Yeah. He goes, "Well, you can think of the good times you had with them."
So that's what they do. They have one last clip show in the episode proper about the good times.
Yep, and they all stare off in the distance, including the firemen. And we have Kenan and Kel having good times together.
Starting with them celebrating their double dates in Fenced In.
Yep, jumping up and down, and then the dates come back in. And then Kel switches to trying to give the Heimlich to Kenan.
Yes.
And they go, yeah, just in case one of you starts choking on our date or something like that.
After that's Merry Christmas Kenan, where they get paid $100 to play Santa Claus and his elf.
Before they're playing on the tubaphone, of course.
Not my favorite clip from this episode.
Definitely not, but the tubaphone, I'm glad it made it in.
Yeah, I'm glad the Merry Christmas Kenan made it, but it should be Kenan singing with a little girl, or them giving each other gifts.
Or like sharing dinner with Chris.
Yes, that's in there too.
Yeah. And then we have, back in Principal Dimley's office.
Yes, and IQ can do better when they're climbing in through the window. The thing that you think about every day at work.
Every day. Every day I see this window.
But bad clip. This is not them having a good time together.
No, they're falling.
This feels like this is a mistake that this clip is in this part of the episode.
Yeah, I think they messed up.
Yeah.
I think they maybe got some of the clips confused, right? Like that should have been in the one where like Kenan's getting them into trouble.
This ends with another IQ can do better clip of them like celebrating the test results. I feel like that one was supposed to be here, and there should have been something else at the end. So what we have, surprise, surprise, is next.
We have the Spanish soap opera where Kel is speaking gibberish Spanish and acting like or interpreting it or something. I don't even know.
Not a great clip either. This is not them celebrating and having fun.
Yeah, no, Kenan looks in distress trying to understand this episode. He's really working for it.
Skunktor versus Mothman is the next one, where they show up as Skunktor and Padded Power Pixie.
Again, not the best clip from that episode.
No, they are swarmed by like loving kids and stuff like that, and they get it should be the clip of Chris giving him the comic,
right?
Or getting the comic signed for his buddy Kenan.
Right, exactly.
If we're going over all the good times that we've had.
Next up is the car, the fake car, right, in the pilot.
From the pilot episode. And this is, for the longest time, this is the only part of the pilot episode that I had seen. Because it didn't, it wasn't part of the main rotation. I think it's very cool that they threw back to, like, their very first kind of get-together.
Yeah, I do love the pilot edition.
Next is the limo, where they're dancing in the music marts, which is a really fun, just casual scene of them.
Yeah, right. It's like them being their best selves. They're doing, like, the Noodle Man.
But this should be at the end of the clip show, of these clips. This should be, like, early on in it.
Right, yeah. And then we have the Principal Dimley, third time in the office.
Crazy that happened 3 times. What good times Kenan and Kel moments did they miss?
Like, just a lot of them.
Their reunion in Bye Bye Kenan Part 2 is really missing from this.
Yeah.
Their plan succeeding at the end of Bag and Sag and Kel.
Yep, they win and celebrate, right?
Yeah, you dirty rats, when they kept Schwindel and celebrate.
Yeah. There's a lot of celebration moments.
Uh-huh.
Like when they're isn't there some when they're like just excited like mid-episode in Kenan's room and they're just like jumping up and down and things like that.
There's a number of them. There's Natural Born Kenan comes to mind too, of them just cracking up at the Rockmore's like doorstep.
Yeah. No, I mean they botched it. Absolutely botched.
Yeah, this is also I would also accept like scenes where they're like cracking each other up and they're not supposed to.
Right. Yeah.
Like doing things that Hemingway had a moment like that.
Right, like the actors genuinely making each other laugh.
Yes.
Would have been very nice.
Yeah, so a lot of those are missing from me here.
Well, thank you, Mr. Fireman. He has a name. Like fire people have names. Fire people. I have never used that term. I like it.
Fire people.
I like it.
Then he's like, "Is it okay if I show some clips of me fighting fires?"
And they're like, "Yeah, maybe next time."
Yeah, but let's watch him out on the front step. What do we have left over in the scene, Aaron?
Kenan and Kel make up. Kel apologizes, says it was all your fault, and Kenan says, "Yeah, it kind of was," which is just Just come on.
It's a little backhanded, and I was really
A
hoping
little. It's totally backhanded.
I was really hoping that Kenan was going to say, like, no, I'm just kidding, you're the best, or anything like that.
He kind of played it off, yeah.
And then they say, let's go in front of the curtains and finish the show.
But before that, Kel goes one last clip show. He goes, "Hey, we did have some good times together. Remember when that fireman came and helped us make up?"
Yeah, saved our friendship.
And does a really quick clip to the fireman showing up 3 seconds ago. And Kenan gets all mad.
Yeah. I will say this is a good arc. Because the episode starts off with Kenan being mad at Kel for, like, messing with clips.
Right. I agree, too. It's a good arc. But just some of the clip shows were botched.
All right, they go back out on the curtains, in front of the curtains, and you've seen this final clip, right?
Oh, yeah.
Great. Good. It's because they say, yeah, well, this was our clip show. Did you enjoy it? And then Kel has one last kind of gift to Kenan and one last clip show here.
Go ahead, Adam.
He says, remember how you're always telling me to grab stuff and meet you somewhere?
Yeah.
Then we watch some of the best clips of those. And he says, since you're my best friend and all, I got you everything you asked for. The curtains lift up, and you see everything that Kenan asked Kel to get there.
Literally everything.
And then 10 seconds later, the curtains drop. It's... What did...
I am so mad about that.
I could have stared at that pile for like 30 whole minutes.
Yeah, what the... There's ice cream, giant ice cream cones. There's hanging meat. There's snowshoes.
Aaron, do you know everything that's supposed to be there? Because I can tell you.
Adam, I would love nothing more than for you to tell me the entirety of that pile.
Okay, there's some repeats on here. Not my fault. These are as they were given, but in chronological order. There should be a bucket of glue, peanut butter, snowshoes, 53 ducks, some glue, waffle iron, octopus, 300 pounds of egg salad, swim trunks, some cat sup, electric toothbrush, a turtle, 900 hard-boiled eggs, a slingshot, a chainsaw, a camera, a microwavy, a bushel of nuts, 2 shovels, some coconuts, a helmet, a spoon, Dennis Rodman, some gravy, a dinosaur egg, porridge, a surfboard, some bug spray, a seal, some veal, Shaquille O'Neal, some cheerleaders, long rope, your mama's best dress, $200, a pony, a petunia, a big ball of twine, a spice girl, a spice rack, a spicy burrito toe, a jump rope, a walrus, one of those little round sticky things, a clown, a flagpole, a submarine, cheddar cheese, Swiss cheese, macaroni and cheese, a beach towel, boneless breast of chicken, bagpipes, breadsticks, a door, a talking cow, a throat lozenge, some nail polish remover, a third item, a brain, a heart, some courage, something else, a third thing, a tarantula, a drum set, a mannequin, 8,000 donuts, 500 donuts, 23 donuts, a handkerchief, 12 pounds of ice, a knockwurst, a handful of dirt, 2 dozen assorted donuts, an aardvark, applesauce, vinegar, chisel, a bunch of weird stuff, a cup full of beans, a handful of dirt, a dog named Blue, a cow, a bone doctor, an eyebrow trimmer, a flotation device, a bottle of hot sauce, a guy named Mad Dog, a cordless telephone, a cord, a car, a tortilla, some beans, a pound of guacamole, a textbook, a campus map, a beekeeper suit, a camel, a tent, a camel crew, some good, some bad, some ugly, an Oinston, a bicycle pump, a white picket fence, a magic flute, one of those little bitty blue things, a pound of butter, a patty melt, a lawnmower, Brian Gumble, a bunch of assorted cookies and other things we can snack on, some cottage cheese, an armadillo, and a whole mess of sandpaper. Oh. I did 62 episodes of this show for a reason.
That is the greatest moment in podcast history, everybody, and you just witnessed it. Play it back again if you want. Adam, I think we should make that a song.
Try and get to rhyme like the poker rap.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent work, my friend.
You can see this in the catchphrases column of the document I sent you.
I was wondering. No, I should try it, right?
No. Well, it's funny because on this list there's some things that are abstract, like some good, some bad, some ugly. There's some things that are very hard to get, like Dennis Rodman and Dinosaur Egg.
And Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal, yeah. There's a couple celebrities on here that I don't think made the cut. So I haven't studied the clip of the episode. You see like 2 cheerleaders and a doctor, and there's a cow, which is good because there's a bunch of like kind of repeats on there. By the way, these are the repeats. He asked for glue twice.
Lots of donuts.
Yeah, the donuts. You cut the donuts. He says a handful of dirt twice, which is weird.
Maybe he's into planting.
Yeah, as well as a cow and beans. So it's often, I think, I've got a little crazy going over this list, but there's usually like a food, there's food items and animals, and I think they did a very good job with it, but I wish I had more screen time to appreciate everything that they did for this.
I really wish Shaquille O'Neal was there.
Would that be awesome?
That would just have, yeah. And they definitely don't have everything there, by the way. But
no,
you had everything, and that's what counts.
Yes. So Kenan says, that gives me 143 ideas, which at one point I thought that was like all the things that they gathered, but in reality they have gathered 106 things, 107 if you count repeats.
Yeah.
And that's singular items. There's not like 8,500 and I guess add a dozen to those 23 donuts.
Do you know how difficult it must have been to make that list when you just had to go like VHS by VHS?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like, you see like snowshoes, I think. You see a cow. You see like, some meat strung up.
There's a lot of miscellaneous stuff because he just had to throw in like some weird stuff.
I think the prop team just emptied out their whole warehouse and just put it all there.
Yeah.
He's like, meet back here in half hour with all that stuff. And then what does Kel say?
Oh, here it goes.
So I think it's safe to say that I did more effort than the editor of this episode.
I would agree. I think we both did.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that much effort, but
no. What do you think of Tales from the Clip, Aaron?
It's like a 6.
Yeah. Out of 10 bottles of orange soda, I'm giving this episode a solid 5.5.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 6. It's absolutely mid, but it's Kenan and Kel, and there's some great moments, and we had a good conversation, so I'll give it a 6, not 5.
On IMDb, this one has 7.2 out of 10. It's ranked 49 out of 62, which good. Last week I said the April Fools should be in the conversation for best episode. Tales from the Clip should be in the conversation for worst, because there's not a lot of episode here. There's not a lot of new material,
and they're missing some key clip shows, like one from Chris. Kel being a genius would be funny. And then the clips they have are just bleh.
The old clips aren't great, and the new material isn't good either. So it's kind of a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Disappointing as far as clip shows go. I think Drake and Josh did a really good clip show at the end of their 3rd season. One to plug. I remember they go on Dr. Phyllis.
Yeah. And that's a great episode.
Yes, and there's a lot of good prompts on it too, because they're like, things are mostly clearly always Drake's fault, but then he's like, no, Josh is a spaz.
Right.
He freaks out and causes issues, and it shows clips of that, and then at the end they have some really good hug me brother, the best moments.
Right. But they could have had a moment of Kel, or a clip show of Kel going, oh.
Kel not understanding stuff.
Key character features, or like Kenan's schemes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a plan. You know what I mean? Something like that. But they just went for these kind of obscure ones. Oh, well.
You sure have a weird family, Kenan. And it shows all the clips of him talking about his various bearded aunts.
Yes. Yeah, that would have been good. What do you think? I mean, it's an upsetting last episode, but we still have the TV movie.
Yes, I'm very happy that the show did not end on this note. Looking forward to 2 heads are better than none next episode. Before I forget, though, Aaron, whose fault do you think this episode was? Kenan's or Kel's?
This is Kenan's fault.
Really? You don't think it's Kel?
Yeah. No. Kenan did not remedy this situation very well at all. People have a right to be upset. I say Kenan.
Well, tune in for our one of our review episodes where we talk about who got the majority of the faults across the entire series.
So are we going to do a 4 review episode, Adam, or
Yeah, I think we're going to do a season 4 kind of review. Then 2 heads are better than none, followed by a series review.
Okay.
I think it's only fair.
You heard it here first, folks.
Tune in next time to hear our final thoughts on season 4, our top favorite episodes, and we play a trivia game.
I can't wait. And let us know if there are some clips that you think should have been added that were not included by us or the show. Send those over. Either tweet us at Kenan Kel Podcast or send us an email at KenanKelPodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, everybody, we hope you enjoy some orange soda. And Adam has one last thing to say.
Aww, here it goes.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Kenan and Kel with Adam and Aaron. If you want to stay in touch, send us an email at KenanKelPodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a voice message at anchor.fm/KenanKelPodcast. Our social media accounts are all at KenanKelPodcast. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks, everybody.